Hey guys, Manga Unbox here, back for another video, and today I'm going to be doing kind of a big one, and it's my top 10 manga, and I feel like this is an exciting thing for me to make, and also it's kind of a big thing for a lot of readers, collectors, watchers, and I'm sure some of you guys are interested in this, and this might be a reoccurring video. Like, I might make another one in like the next 6 months, or maybe I'll make a top 20 eventually, but it's kind of like a collection video. If I see a lot of change and stuff and I think it would be different than the last video, then I'll make it again. But other than that, let's just get right into it. So first off, at number 10 we have Naruto, and Naruto, I have it right here. It's a fantastic shonen. It's kind of nostalgic for me, even though it's not too long ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, that I watched it, and then I read part 1, and I plan to get the rest and reread it. But it is just really good. There's great characters, great fights, a lot of, most of the arcs are solid, probably 80-85% of them. It's just really, really good. If you factor out filler from the anime or just read the manga, it's just extremely good. I'm sure a lot of people may have this in their top 10s. It's kind of basic, but it's just something that I really love, and just something that I can feel nostalgic for, even though it wasn't that long ago. It kind of just wrapped me into manga and anime a lot. I watched some other manga, or I not watched the manga, I watched some other anime before it, but it's kind of what really got me into manga and anime. And that's not only why I love it, it's just a great series in general, and I highly recommend it. And at number 9 we have another member of the big three, and that is One Piece. One Piece is a fantastic series. This is probably kind of weird, not weird, but a lot of people might have One Piece in the top 5s, the top 3s, but for me, One Piece isn't quite there yet. I still need to read through it. I feel like One Piece is one of the things on this list that has a lot of potential to become top 3 or maybe even top 1, who knows. I feel like there are some parts of One Piece that I need to maybe reread in the future, and I might appreciate those parts more. But One Piece is just really good in general. Some of the best world building out there. Oda's the GOAT, and I can't wait to read more, because right now I'm currently around, I think I just finished Thriller Bark, and I'm about to start Sabaody, but I'm just kind of overloaded with series right now that I started. But I will read Sabaody soon, maybe not soon, but within the next couple months, and kind of continue it, because I just kind of read One Piece arc by arc. But One Piece has a lot of potential to go even higher on my list. Next up we have Mobile Suit Gundam: The Origin. And just first off, I want to say, if you get these kind of hardcover volumes, they're some of the nicest, if not the nicest volumes in my whole collection. And this is a mecha series, it's a Gundam series, as you can tell. And I'm not a Gundam fan, I'm not a mecha fan. I don't really particularly like mecha or Gundam. I don't really know much about it. But I picked up Mobile Suit Gundam, and I really, really loved it. It surprised me so much. The art style, it definitely grows on you. At the start, you may not like it, because it may seem kind of empty at times, if that's a way to describe it, but you really start to appreciate it as it goes on. And at the start too, it may not seem so special. I think that the first 1 or 2 of these hardcovers are pretty good. They're still good, but I don't think that they're nearly as good as how it continues. And especially the whole backstory arc. They have a whole arc for kind of the backstory of the war, because it is kind of a revolution in space. It's really, really cool. It surprised me a lot. It was something that I wanted because of how nice it was, and I've heard good things about it, but I did not expect it to be number 8 on my list. And at number 7 we have Akira. And Akira is another thing that surprised me, and it's another thing that comes in these great volumes, and it has a great box set. If you can get a hold of the Akira box set, I know it's kind of pricey for 6 volumes. They're big volumes though. It's still pricey, but I think it's very worth it. It is just a crazy series, action-packed. The story's really good. I really love the characters. And like I said, it's just crazy. I really couldn't explain to you the basic plot if I tried to right now. I could try, but it would be hard and it would probably take me a few tries. I would probably have to refilm this a lot. But Akira is just great. A lot of kind of like sci-fi stuff going on, like psychic powers, government conspiracies, biker gangs, like you name it, it's crazy. The second arc is even better than the first, and I'm pretty sure that the first arc is where the movie is. So if you like the movie, definitely read it, whether you get the box set or you read it online or you get the paperbacks, because Akira is just amazing. I loved it a lot, and it deserves the number 7 spot. So at the number 6 spot, we have Ronin Kenshin. And this might seem a little bit controversial because of what the mangaka did. And you know, I got this used. I didn't directly support him. I tried not to support him. And if you do read this, maybe read it online, get it used, or look into it, because I'm pretty sure there's some licensing things where I'm not sure if he makes money, even if you buy it straight from Viz. But I'd look into it if you care about it. But I just tried to separate the series from the creator, because if you look at it like that, you're definitely missing out, because he made an amazing series. It's one of my favorite shonen, and it's another thing that surprised me. I guess moral of this video, go for new things, maybe get surprised. I have them up here. I don't think you can see them, but I got all 28 volumes for like $50 on Facebook Marketplace. And I read through it, and I binged it super hard. It has one of my favorite shonen arcs. It is just amazing. It's a samurai story, kind of about redemption. Veroni that used to be a killer that wants to kind of redeem himself, and it's great. The fights are awesome. The art style is very nice, and I just highly recommend it to anyone, whether you want to get it physically or read it online. So now we're getting into the top 5, and the top 5 is the best of the best, except for I guess the top 3, top 2, top 1, but never mind that. We have Berserk, and this is something that I'm sure a lot of you guys expected to see, and this is also one that has a lot of potential, because I've only read to the end of the Golden Age arc, and even though it's said to be the best arc in Berserk by like 90% of the fandom, that doesn't mean that it doesn't have room to improve. The characters can definitely improve probably, but the Golden Age arc was just insane. It was really good, super dark. Berserk has some of the best art ever, and I've heard that it only improves, and I just enjoyed it so much. I'm just kind of waiting for a few more of these hardcovers to come out so I can buy them and read them, and I'm pretty sure I'm like 2 behind because they're really expensive. But I will eventually commit and read it, and I'll probably end up reading the rest online because I want to binge it. But Berserk is definitely worth the hype. I guess like not totally, but basically, because like people say Golden Age was 10 out of 10 and I give it like 9.5, but it's basically worth the hype, like this much off. But Berserk is just phenomenal. I enjoyed it a lot. It's very, very good, and like I don't think many people have an opinion that differ. And at number 4 we have Beastars, and Beastars is really, really good. It's also known as the furry manga, the furry anime, and if you say that, I don't like you very much. But Beastars is definitely very good. People hate on it without even watching it or reading it. It's one of those series that gets hated on a lot when people don't even watch it, people don't even try it out. It's easy to hate on without seeing it, but I guarantee you if you hate on Beastars, just give it like 2 or 3 volumes. Like that is a lot, but it is kind of slow, I'd say, the first volume. It's so good though, but just give it like 2 or 3 volumes, and like 90% of Beastars haters will like it if they go into it with an open mind, with no biases, which they probably won't, but I just say try it out. It's really good. It has great characters, great writing, great themes, and it's just super enjoyable even if you're not looking at it at writing standpoints, which I like to do sometimes, but it's just a great drama. Kind of looks at like animals with very human-ish problems if you look at it kind of more closely. It's just really, really good. Just give it a shot if you're hating on it and you haven't even read it. So at our number 3 spot, yes, we're getting to the top 3, kind of the next tier of the list, we have a great, phenomenal series, and that is Slam Dunk. If you couldn't tell, this is a basketball manga, a sports manga, and it is by Takahiko Inoue, who did Vagabond and Real. This is probably the most famous one, I think. I'm pretty sure it like sold a lot, and I can see why, because it's really good. The action in this series is better than like most shonen like battle manga. It's like a lot more intense. It keeps you on your heels more, and you don't even have to be like really interested in basketball or sports to read this. It might even get you interested in basketball because it's just that good. And also it's really funny. Like the humor in it is really good. I didn't know that Inoue was really funny. I doubt he does that in Real or Vagabond, because I'm pretty sure those are like really serious, but it's funny. The action is great. I really like the characters, and it's probably my favorite kind of sports manga slash anime. I haven't read or watched a lot, but it's definitely better than Haikyuu. So if you like Haikyuu, definitely check out Slam Dunk. I think it well, you can definitely see that Haikyuu took a ton of inspiration from Slam Dunk, kind of like the story structure, but definitely check out Slam Dunk. So at our number 2 spot, yes, we're almost at number 1, we have A Silent Voice. And this may surprise some of you. I think this is my first kind of like romance-ish slice of life thing on the list, but this is an amazing series. I think it's a beautiful story. It's about a boy who bullies a girl in elementary school and then tries to redeem himself because he kind of gets bullied later on and wants to kind of become a better person. And it was something that I read a while ago, and I still love it a lot. It's like only 7 volumes, so it's something that I definitely want to give a reread soon, because it's so short and I love it so much, and I just want to confirm that it's worthy of this number 2 spot. In the future, things may change, but it is a great series, something that surprised me when I was kind of starting manga collecting. It was the first thing that like really blew me away, and I'm like, wow, that is really, really good. I read it like super fast, and I recommend it to everyone, even if you don't like that kind of like slice of life. It's kind of a romance, but not really, but it's really good. Check it out. So before we get to our number 1 spot, I want to go over a few, I think it's 4 honorable mentions that are just kind of outside the top 10 that I think are worthy of mentioning. 4 is kind of a weird number, but these are just kind of my 9 out of 10s. I'm not really gonna get into like the below 9 rating, but let's just get into them. First off, we have Yu Hakusho. I talked about this recently in Yu Hakusho vs. Hunter x Hunter, and Hunter x Hunter kind of beat it by a lot, but Yu Hakusho is amazing. It's great. The characters are great, the fights are great. I really like the world, and Togashi is just a GOAT. And I highly recommend this, especially if you like shonen, and especially if you like Hunter x Hunter. The second honorable mention is Blood on the Tracks. This is a Shuzo Oshimi work, and Shuzo Oshimi is just super, super good. He's one of my favorite mangakas. This will probably be in the top 10 in the future. It's something that's kind of right outside the top 10, along with a few others, or one other. This is just really good. It's a thriller. The characters are really, really good, and I highly recommend it. The other thing that's right outside of the top 10, which is basically interchangeable with Naruto, is One Punch Man. I absolutely love this series. The action is amazing. The characters are great. It's really funny. It's very, very close with Naruto. They're like neck and neck, but I decided to put Naruto in because I think I might like it a little bit more, but it can easily change. One Punch Man is great. I highly recommend it if you like action, shonen, seinen. Pretty sure it is a seinen, but if you like shonen, you'll love this too. So the last honorable mention is Message to Adolf by Osamu Tezuka, who is a very famous mangaka. And because it's by Osamu Tezuka, the storytelling is great, but the art is a little dated. I don't really care about that. If you care about art a lot, you might care, but I'd still read it because the storytelling is amazing. There's so many twists and turns, and I also really like historical series. It kind of gives a little bit of a Japanese perspective on World War II, and it's just very, very good. A lot of great characters in here. So now we're finally at my number one spot, and we have an amazing series, as you can probably tell, because it's my number one spot and I have great taste. It is The Flowers of Evil. And it's kind of contradictory because I said I have great taste, and I'm not saying that this series is bad. I'm just saying that this series I could definitely see this as a series that is not for everyone, because this series is super, super weird, but it is just an amazing story, amazing characters, amazing themes. And I feel like if you're just kind of looking at it regularly, you may not like it as much, but I could see this as getting a lot of enjoyment. It's kind of like you may cringe at some of the moments because it's like some people state it as horror. One, it's kind of more psychological and someone kind of being tormented. And I could say what the series is about, but it would be one, hard, and two, people would be like, what? Because if you know what it's about, it's kind of weird and hard to explain, but it is very good. I would recommend you try it. I think it's about 11 volumes, and I really, really love it. It's by Shuzo Oshimi. He's done a lot of series I love, Happiness, this, and Blood in the Tracks. It is just great. The characters are great, and I enjoyed it a lot, and it's just something that I feel a lot of people could find enjoyment in, but you definitely gotta test it out to see if it's really your thing. The first half is very weird, and the second half, it kind of dials it down a lot, and that's probably the half that I prefer, but the ending of the first half is very, very good, and it shows kind of like a lot of crazed characters. I would say it kind of goes into like the human psyche. It's very complicated, but I really, really love this series. So that's it for my top 10 manga video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really love everything in this top 10 list, including the honorable mentions and other series that maybe I'll go into if I make a top 20, or maybe I'll make another top 10, but this list could definitely change in the future, and I may make another one if I see enough change that it would be like a different enough video and you guys could see kind of how my tastes, or maybe just like in general more series that I read and how it progresses. I do have a few series that I'm reading right now that could very well go in there. Monster, Vinland Saga, if they're not already in the honorable mentions. But I also like my list because I think that it has a decent amount of variety. There's a lot of shonen, but if you like, Beastars and Flowers of Evil are technically shonen, but if you just kind of look at it as the like content and like matter of the series, then I think there's a good amount of variety. But there is a lot of shonen because I am within the shonen demographic. But again, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.